Hello and welcome back to 365 Days with mxmtoon. I'm Maia, a singer, songwriter, video maker, Oakland native, and I have an iPhone. I'm also a big fan of history. I love untold stories, gross facts, hidden secrets, anything weird, dark, and funky from the past. Each day I'm going to share some of my very favorite deep cuts with you, so let's dig into today's stories.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough. It's 365 mxmtoon.
Today, in 1977, Apple Computer was incorporated by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Apple went on to become the largest publicly traded company of the world. Steve Jobs was only 22 years old at the time of incorporation. He and Wozniak worked with Mike Markkula, who provided the funding and industry experience needed to help Apple Computer incorporate. Steve Jobs and Wozniak had been working in Jobs' parents' garage on their computer projects for a couple of years. That's where they founded Apple Computer in 1976 and worked on their early ideas that helped them make the Macintosh a revolutionary personal computer. The first computer prototype that Jobs and Wozniak built was a do-it-yourself microcomputer kit that sold for $666. Creepy. It was also way more advanced than the computers currently being sold at tech shops, but it didn't really succeed. Computers were still only interesting to hobbyists and computer scientists. The Apple II was much more influential in Apple becoming incorporated. It shipped with a keyboard, basic compatibility, and color graphics. Jobs and Wozniak didn't have the money to mass produce this computer. That's where Mike Markkula came in. Markkula had made so much money in stock options as a marketing manager that he was able to retire at age 32 and invest in projects of his choosing. He was introduced to Jobs and Woz by some venture capitalists and agreed to help them create a business plan for Apple, manufacture their computers, and sell them. Markkula invested $92,000 and helped Apple get a $250,000 loan from Bank of America. That's when Apple was ready to incorporate, on January 3rd, 1977. When Apple's IPO took place 3 years after the incorporation, it was the largest one since the Ford Motor Company went public in 1956. Apple's stock rose 32% the day it went public. That made Apple Computer's market value $1.7 billion. In 10 years, Apple became a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. This was largely due to the introduction of the Macintosh in 1984. It was the first computer to be available to an ordinary, non-computer person and the first to have a graphic user interface. Jobs got an ad for the Macintosh on the Super Bowl, which spread the word of the new computer revolution far and wide. Not to be outdone, he framed the introduction of the computer as the savior of the masses. All the while, Jobs was becoming a notorious and formidable figure. He was extremely focused on realizing his goals, no matter what effect it had on those around him. He antagonized employees of Apple and was even harsh to his own family. At one point, when Jobs was in a particularly bad fight with former Pepsi president John Sculley, the Apple board decided it had gone too far and sided with Sculley, removing Jobs from the board of his own company. Without Jobs at the helm, Apple Computer suffered. It went through several CEOs in a few years and was flailing without its charismatic leadership. Then, in 1996, Apple did a bit of a backtrack and bought Next, a computer organization founded by none other than Steve Jobs. The man was back. Less than a year after his return, he became the CEO of Apple once again. This time around, he multiplied the profitability of the company and their stock price rose quickly. Soon after, they opened the first Apple Store and released the iPod and later, iTunes. iTunes caught on quickly and came to hold a 70% market share of legal online music sales during the late aughts. Streaming overtook methods like iTunes in 2017. Only in 2007 did Apple drop computer from its name, becoming just Apple Incorporated. The change was announced the same day that Jobs introduced the iPhone, signifying that Apple was moving beyond just computers. Jobs remained the CEO of Apple until his death in 2011, and his position was taken over by Tim Cook. Not Tim Apple, as former President Trump once accidentally called him. Though Jobs has a complicated legacy due to his challenging personality, he will always be remembered as one of the best entrepreneurs and most creative tech personalities of the 20th century. Today, Apple is still the second largest information technology company and the world's most valuable brand. Today, in 1987, Aretha Franklin made music history by being the first woman introduced to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame had inducted its first class the previous year with 10 inductees. all male. The second class had 10 more inductees, including one woman, the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Unfortunately, Franklin was unable to attend the ceremony. Keith Richards, Clive Davis, and Franklin's brother, Cecil, delivered a speech on her behalf. Her influence on soul music is still felt to this day. It's hard to say what her most well-known song is. Her commanding presence and respect is definitely a contender, though it's hard to live up to "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman." Nothing will ever match up with Aretha Franklin's voice, but I'll still try really hard to do her songs justice if I ever do a cover. And now for our final segment, I'm going to be going into my own photo archives to see what I was up to on a January 3rd in my life. I was making vines on January 3rd, 2017, and I don't know what they're about, so let me scar myself. I just found a video from January 3rd, 2017 that includes profanities where I made a vine for my account that had like 2,000 followers, and I was 16, so my acne is really bad. Anyways, I'm 20, my acne is still bad. But I made this video that was like, how did you guys find me? And I still feel like this. I feel like this exact clip.
Pardon my fucking face, but how did you guys find me?
I still feel like that. I still feel like that every single day, thinking about the fact that I get to do this as a job. It's so beyond me that people still stick around and listen to my antics and even listen to this podcast. So thank you very much. Thanks for going back in time with me, and remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you can come back tomorrow for more facts from yesterday.
It's 365 with mxmtoon. New facts every day, so don't leave too soon. I'm gonna teach you stuff, no it won't be tough. Gonna go a year till you've had enough. It's 365.